For most of my life, I've tried to be a pretty self-sufficient person. I'd do most things myself no matter what they were, or at the least tried doing something by myself to the best of my ability before finally asking someone else for their help or input. I've always thought that, well, if I can at least do something to some degree by myself, then I probably shouldn't be doing it at all. Call it a pessimistic mindset, sure, but I wanted to be able to do things on my own, and I still to this day usually follow this formula, because I want to be capable, independent, and good at solving problems. And while this mindset, in some ways, can push a person out of their comfort zone and allow them to grow as a person and expand their skill set, I've become more receptive to outside help over the years, as I took on more responsibilities, projects, and endeavors. Was it because I was getting older and just had less time on my hands? Probably. Was it because I was getting lazier? No, definitely not. I just found myself spreading thinner, so I sought help from others. The greatest example of this I could think of came back to, like many things in life, my academics. Through high school, I thought I was a pretty smart cookie. In the first 2 years of high school, classes were pretty easy. I could just sit down and do my work by myself with ease, no sweat. I'd have the occasional question, sure, but I'd just run it by the teacher and continue on my way. No big deal. By the last 2 years, though, I was taking the online dual credit classes, albeit without many high school classes, so I had more time to dedicate to the online classes. But they were a little bit harder, or at the least, time consuming. Coupled with sometimes confusing directions from the professors, I found myself wondering about how assignments were laid out, or what an instructor wanted. Luckily, there were other students in my school taking these classes too, and I, reluctantly at first, bounced ideas off of them about the classes and assignments. By senior year, it had gotten to the point where I could get my online classes done on the first day of the week and have the rest of the school days to myself, which was really nice. But I don't think that would have been the case half the time if it weren't without the mutual help from others. Other examples I can think of is when I've served on officer teams, where I literally had to work alongside other people to carry out the work of a club or organization, whether that be local or on larger scales. I had to learn not only to be a team player, but also to rely on others to do their part in coordination with the rest of the group to execute, to get things done, and ultimately allow things to go smoothly. I was always someone that did as much as I can myself, that took initiative, for better or for worse. The point is that, as I grew more confident in other people, I came to trust in them more, to value their work and opinions even more, and overall just felt a greater sense of, trust in letting people help me and letting me help them in return. And I know that seems cliche, teamwork makes the dream work kind of crap, but it's genuinely the truth. Genuinely what's made most of the events and teamwork involved activities I've been a part of go the smoothest. Just doing my part and trusting that everyone else does theirs, and even trusting them to help me with my part as well. The more comfortable you are with people, the better you're all going to get along. And really, some of my greatest friends have come from experiences like this, and I still often try to find ways to work with them to this day. So I don't know, I guess the point I'm trying to make is that yes, you need to be able to do things yourself, to take initiative and solve problems without help from others. That is, especially in today's world, an essential skill set to have. But at the same time, don't be afraid to put faith in your team, or even just another person you may be working with. Ask questions, ask for help, and offer that help in return. Sometimes people are afraid, or, like me years ago, too prideful to ask. Reliance isn't a weakness if it's not used in excess, I guess. Rely on yourself before you rely on others. But don't be afraid if you end up having to ask someone to do something for you. They wouldn't offer their help or give you theirs if they weren't planning on trying anyways. So yeah, don't be afraid to put your faith in others. It's not that deep. Anyways, that's about all I've got to say today. Again, thank you for your amazing support. I can't thank you all enough. Big things coming, eventually, hopefully. I'm sure gonna try, at least. Thanks again. I appreciate all of you, and I'll catch you in the next one.